Uncle Tom's Cabin. Long, long ago, there was a kind man named Tom. He lived on a farm with his wife and children. They were slaves. Their master, Mr. Shelby, was usually kind, but he owed a lot of money. One day, a cruel man named Haley came to the farm. He was a slave trader. Mr. Shelby had to sell some slaves to pay his debts. Haley chose Tom. He also chose a little boy named Harry. Harry's mother, Eliza, overheard this. She was terrified. That night, she wrapped Harry in a blanket and ran away into the cold, dark woods. She had to cross the icy Ohio River to reach freedom. The river was full of big chunks of floating ice. Haley's men were close behind. With no boat, Eliza had no choice. She prayed for strength. Then she jumped from one piece of ice to another, holding her baby tight. It was a miracle she reached the other side. Meanwhile, Tom was sold. He was put on a boat going south. On the boat, he saved a little girl named Eva from falling into the water. Her father, Mr. St. Clair, was very grateful. Eva was a sweet, golden-haired girl. She and Tom became best friends. Mr. St. Clair bought Tom. Life in New Orleans was better. Tom had a nice room. Little Eva treated him like family. Tom read the Bible to Eva. They talked about heaven and love. Tom missed his own family, but he was happy here. But sadness came. Little Eva became very sick. On her deathbed, she asked her father a favor. "Promise me you will set Uncle Tom free," she whispered. "I promise," said Mr. St. Clair, crying. But before he could sign the papers, Mr. St. Clair was killed in an accident. Now, Tom belonged to Mrs. St. Clair. She did not like slaves. She sold Tom at once to pay her debts. Tom was sold to a terrible man named Simon Legree. Legree owned a cotton plantation. It was a place of fear and pain. Legree was cruel. He wanted to break Tom's spirit. He made Tom work from sunrise to sunset. He gave him little food. He whipped him when he was tired. But Tom stayed kind. He helped the other slaves. He shared his food. He prayed for strength. A young woman named Cassie was also a slave there. She was treated badly. She tried to run away, but was caught and whipped. Tom comforted her. "Don't give up hope," he said. "God sees us." One day, 2 women slaves ran away. Legree was furious. "Where are they?" he roared at Tom. "You know, tell me." Tom knew. Cassie and another woman were hiding in the attic, but he would not tell. "I know, Massa," Tom said gently but firmly, "but I can't tell. I'd rather die." Legree was enraged. He had his overseers beat Tom until he was almost dead. 2 days later, a young man rode onto the plantation. It was George Shelby, the son of Tom's old master. He had come to buy Tom back and set him free. He was too late. George found Tom lying on a pile of rags in a shed, dying. "Uncle Tom!" George cried, holding his old friend. Tom opened his eyes. He smiled. "Young Master George, you came. It's almost over now. Heaven is coming. Tell my wife and children I died loving them, and tell them to follow me." With his last breath, Tom forgave Simon Legree. Then he was gone. George Shelby was heartbroken and filled with anger. He found Legree and looked him in the eye. "You have murdered a good man," he said. "God will judge you." George buried Tom properly. On the grave, he made a promise. "I will do everything in my power," he said, "to fight against this cruel system. As long as I live, I will work to end slavery." Back in Kentucky, George freed all the slaves on the Shelby farm. He gave them jobs and paid them wages. He told them Uncle Tom's story. He told them to remember his kindness, his faith, and his courage. Tom's cabin stood empty, but his spirit was not gone.